Hey guys, what's good? Mike here, Laker Talk. Let's recap this Portland Lakers game. Lakers fall to Portland 106-109. Just got finished watching the game. The game just ended. My phone is still blowing up with all the tweets going back and forth on Twitter. You know, I'm not going to go in on anybody. This is just preseason. It was a great preseason game. Good experience for our guys. Damian Lillard actually, you know, had his game face on the whole game and was literally killing us in the game. He ended up with 30 points in 27 minutes, 10 of 17, 6 of 9 from 3. He was shooting half-court shots. If you guys watched the game, you know what I'm talking about. It was really nothing you could do. I'm not going to put it on D'Angelo. D'Angelo was guarding him all night, but he was killing D'Angelo. It wasn't D'Angelo's fault. Damian Lillard does this when he gets hot. He'll go off for 40 or whatever on anybody, and there's nothing you can do about it. So Lillard literally kept Portland in the game pretty much the first 3 quarters. CJ McCollum didn't do anything, but Portland played well. Our guys played well. I thought D'Angelo played really well first half in terms of he wasn't trying to go tit for tat with Lillard. I think Lillard came out with an emphasis to go hard on D'Angelo, maybe because he knew D'Angelo was hot last game, and it was big of D'Angelo not to go tit for tat and just, you know, just shoot up 3-pointers just because Lillard was doing so. You know, sometimes Kobe used to do that if somebody's hot and Kobe tries to get hot. But I thought D'Angelo played really well the first 3 quarters. Though he was not shooting at a high percentage, I thought that he wasn't forcing anything. He maybe forced a couple here and there in the first 3 quarters, but most of his shots early on, I think, came with the flow. And what that meant was everybody else was getting involved. Mozgov had a good serviceable game the first half and part of the 3rd quarter. Nick Young was hot this game. Nick Young is really turning things around, in my opinion. I tweeted out, you know, I always get on Nick Young. He's playing really well. He's playing defense and he was putting up shots. If he can, I said, if he can continue to stay off TMZ, play like this, and play some defense, I think he'll be valuable for us on the bench. To be continued, right? Anthony Brown got in for a few minutes. I was like, take him out, because he was just putting up bad shots. Lou Williams killed us today. 5 points, he's starting, right? Starting shooting guard. It's just not that he had 5 points. It was some of the shots that he was taking was really getting us out of rhythm. It was hoisting up some bad, terrible shots. Just like the other day, he went off for 25 points. Guess what? Somebody commented and said this exactly. He says, you can't rely on him to go off for 25 points every game. We got to move the ball and get the ball moving and make, you know, good decisions. And he was just terrible this game. Dang played really well first quarter. Luke didn't want to play him too much because he coming out from his knee bruise. But shout out to Dang. Dang played really well. Brandon Ingram had some really good moments this game. You know, obviously we all know that he's struggling offensively, but he looked a little bit more aggressive, made a couple of shots, and I think, you know, I think that was good for him. I think I made this comment on Twitter. I said, Brandon Ingram has a very shy mentality. If you notice about him, if you've seen him in interviews, he actually talks about him being a really shy person, and you can see it carries over on the court. He doesn't have this alpha male lion mentality, but once he lets that lion out, and it will come out at some point, and it came out at Duke, he's gonna be killing it. You know, he's still a defensive, he's still looking good defensively with his length, you know, tipping shots, you know, making it hard for defenders to shoot over him and things like that. So he's still being active defensively, but it was good to kind of see him get a couple going. I think he hit a 3-pointer and he had like a dunk. You know, he made a cut in the lane, and I think that was big for him. Julius Randle. I know you guys see me, I go hard on Julius Randle on Twitter. Some people are saying, Mike, you're a little biased towards him. One person kind of said, it's kind of odd that you're going hard on Julius. I'll be honest with you. Julius did make a bonehead play at the very end of this game. He was pushing the ball up too much and just looked like he was out of whack and lost the ball. They came down, we fouled them, and they tied it up and we went into overtime. If he wouldn't have done that, I think we had the momentum. We could have held on and won the game in regulation. The game went into overtime. Overtime looked really bad. Now, D'Angelo Russell, for I think the fourth quarter and overtime, he was just off tonight. He shot the ball 6 for 21. He was trying to get us back in the game. I think those shots were warranted. We needed him to shoot, but the shots just weren't falling tonight. Bad night for him. 0 for 9, you know, from three-point range of 12 points in 35 minutes. Just, you know, a bad night for him. And that's how it goes. Luke Walton, when you look at, though we were playing against their third-string guys, our guys seemed to be very tired at the end in overtime, and Luke Walton really didn't have in the proper lineup. He had Yee in there late, which I don't think he should have belonged in there if we were trying to win the game in the fourth quarter or in overtime. But you know, he was trying out some things, and obviously this is preseason. Both sides, even Portland obviously didn't have their starters in, but we didn't have our proper lineups in. Luke was trying out a few things, but all in all, you know, obviously all of us watching the game, we wanted to win the game. Luke was trying to win the game. He had 4 of our starters in there, but it just seemed like we were out of rhythm. I think our guys were tired. I'm talking about D'Angelo, Clarkson, Randall, Brandon Ingram, all those guys in the overtime was just tired. When they got the ball, they didn't know what to do with it. It took Nick Young out, I think, late in the fourth quarter. Nick Young was kind of like one of our hottest guys going, but he also shot 6 of 14. What did he shoot? Nick Young shot 5 of 12. I mean, didn't shoot the lights out, but you know, he was kind of hot at one point. 4 of 7 from 3. So he shot over 50% from 3. But for the most part, we lost the game. Huertas looked good in spots. Huertas put up 11 points, 5 dimes. Randall had a good game stat-wise. What is he? 13 points, 13 rebounds now in 35 minutes. Now you would look at his stat line and say that's a really decent game. But if any of you know what I'm talking about, if you watch that game, Randall seemed to be very out of control, and he got the ball on the low block several times and made some bonehead decisions. I know my guy, what's his name, Laker Film Room. He does like these nice recaps, and he goes deep into what each player does well and does wrong. I'm looking forward to watching what he says about Julius Randle. I'm gonna keep it easy on Randle. I know he's my guy, but I'm gonna tell you this: I'm very, very disappointed in Julius Randle this year. Why am I disappointed in Julius Randle? Just in general. Though you guys tell me he's this is like a second year guy. I know it's his second year, but this is really his third year. I know he had 1 year of rest. He was hurt, but he still looks the same to me. I know Urban, who does Laker videos, he made this comment too, and I agree with him. He looks the same as last year, if not decreased a little bit in terms of his offensive play. He's not shooting the ball. He's still erratic. He still has one speed. He's not making proper decisions. He doesn't know what to do when he gets the ball at the high post. He doesn't shoot that ball when he gets it at the high post. And when he gets it on the low block several times this game, he didn't know what to do with it. Very erratic. Now, he gets buckets just based on his athleticism, putbacks, and things like that, right? And being a bully. But you cannot be... We know that of Randle over the last year or so, right? We know that of Randle. It's like it's time for him to step up a little bit. Add one more fundamental move, maybe an up and under, a pump fake, or something to his game, just to show us that, you know, it's coming around. And then we were awful, I believe, in free throws. I don't know. I don't know what were we in free throws? Oh, we were okay. I mean, we were terrible. 16 of 26 in free throws for 61% tonight. It just, so that's my thing about Julius Randle in general. But I can't be too hard on him. He's still my guy. As much as I'm hard on Randle, guys, it's basically, I just want him to be better, right? I'm not putting him in the doghouse. I'm not saying I don't want him on our team. None of that stuff. I just expect him to be a little bit better than what he's showing. Okay, and that's all. And it's all love. You know, I'm not really trying to diss him too hard. It's just, you know, like anybody. If Jordan Clarkson didn't improve, I'll be calling him out. If you do something, I'm gonna call you out. But at the end of the day, it's all love. They're on my team. I'm a Laker fan. I want everybody to succeed, and I'm just going game for game, and I'm just calling out what I see. Julius Randle for me is somebody I just want to see improve a little bit more overall. Again, decent game, good experience. We lost. Our shots weren't falling, but great experience, great overtime preseason experience. And we're 2-2. And again, keep in mind, Portland played really well this game. They are a top 5 team in the West, okay? They gave Golden State Warriors fits last year in the playoffs. For us to hang with them and not get blown out by 20 early on is really a good test to us, all right? So shout out to all of us on this team. All the guys on this team played really well. We lost 109-106. Until next game, we play the Kings on Thursday. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing. And as always, follow me on Twitter at MikeSportsLA. Talk soon. Peace.